my name's Anna Aya, and please check out my interview on KpopWise.com. Thank you.
I think that you might think that I am not the one. I'm not the one. I haven't heard you say I love you for so long, so long. 気持ちがあるのなら今ここで聞かせて A girl just needs to hear it for herself.
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
So, hi, Anna. Can you tell us about your background and how you got started as a singer?
Yeah, so I'm half Japanese, half Armenian, and that's like one of the main things that like make me me. And because I do speak both languages, I'm fluent. And um, so been a model and an actress since I was like 6 in LA because I was born here in LA. And for the past 5 years, I'd say, I've been going back and forth from LA and Tokyo for modeling, like fashion modeling. And now for the past year, I started music as well. So yeah, and the music is very special to me because it is J-pop. It's a bilingual mix of Japanese and English lyrics. So yeah, and now here I am doing all three.
That's awesome. How long were you a model?
I've been a model since I was 6, so I'm 19 now, so
Mm.
13 years.
Oh, you're so young. Unlike me, I'm such an old lady. But
You know,
growing up when I was the teenager, a little bit younger than you, I really loved J-pop music actually.
really?
I saw before that you mentioned that you liked Utada. And I really liked Utada growing up. I hope I'm saying her name right. I don't want to butcher it,
Yeah.
but when I was a teenager, there was a game called Kingdom Hearts, and she sung the theme song for it, and it was
Right,
a
right.
very, it was very popular. So at the time, I didn't play the game, but I loved the song, and she also sang like the theme songs for like anime that came on at the time. So yeah, I really love J-pop artists growing up, and I still do now. So I think it's amazing that you are becoming a J-pop artist and also putting out music in Japanese and English at the same time. That's amazing to me. Uh,
Thank you so much. Yeah.
so your first single, is it your first single? Someone Else?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it is your first English and Japanese fusion song. So what inspired you to create this unique blend of languages and musical styles?
Yeah, and then okay. So Michael and Lewis Bell, my producers, have been looking for like someone to introduce J-pop into the world. So I was really happy to be a part of that whole journey. And since I speak Japanese and English, and I have been a translator before in my career, so I decided to translate some of the English lyrics in Japanese. Actually, the whole song, rewrote the whole song in Japanese.
Okay, so your experience as a translator really came into play there. I saw that you
Definitely,
translated for
yeah.
shows before, and I was really impressed by that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you already talked about it a little bit, but can you tell me a story about the behind of Someone Else?
The song, the story behind it is basically just a girl like heartbroken over a guy or something that happened, and then realizing that she has so many more options in life that can make her happy, and she doesn't have to be stuck on this one thing that's not serving her anymore. So and she finally realizes that she's worth so much more. And yeah, it's kind of a song about finding yourself and finding your worth.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we need more songs about um, finding the worth in yourselves and not looking for someone else to make you feel important. So I think that's
Yeah.
so I think that's a song that's really needed, and the fact that it's in two different languages, that really
Mm.
gives it that extra punch.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mm. Um, so how did you choose which parts that you want to write in English and which parts that you want to have in Japanese?
So we kind of just like messed around with it. We didn't know if we wanted to do like one full like verse in English and one in
Mhm.
Japanese. Um, but we kind of decided that we should start off the first verse in English so that people in the US and all around the world who understand English, because there's definitely more people that understand English than Japanese, so they could be intrigued to listen to it. And then midway through, it'll kind of shift into the Japanese lyrics. So we kind of made it a balance where it's like English first and then Japanese second.
Oh, that's great because yeah, like the English part can hook you in, but when it
Yeah,
suddenly switches up to Japanese, someone like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" But it's good.
exactly.
So
There's
yeah,
like a
it's
bit of a
really
shock factor going.
right. Shocking. So what kind of obstacles did you face when you were working on this song?
Obstacles. Well, definitely singing was very new to me. So in the studio, it was hard for me to like kind of adjust to that. I mean, I'd say I'm a pretty fast learner, so my producers were actually freaking out, like because they were like, "Wait, can she do this?" And then I was like, I was doing it. I was like really stressing out because I think I was just like kind of like nervous to the whole like, new environment. We were recording in Boston, which I've never been before. So I was kind of just like in a whole new environment, a whole new experience. But then slowly I started picking up like the tricks and feel more comfortable. And then literally a day after, they were like, okay, yeah, like you're doing good. Like, don't worry. And I was like, okay, great. So I definitely think like it was kind of just like me getting used to the studio was an obstacle, but it was fun after I learned how to.
So I guess that's another trick under your arsenal of skills. You're really becoming a jack of all trades. You have singing now, you have acting and modeling, and now you can translate songs. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So what do you hope that listeners take away when they listen to your song?
Definitely, well, the most important thing is that they feel better about themselves or good about themselves and like maybe, shift the way they look at themselves or their perspective on life in general and a more positive light. But also, loving the Japanese culture
Mhm.
because that's very important to me and I feel like I can offer a new perspective on people's like idea of Japanese culture.
Right, that's a great sentiment. Um, I think the familiarity of having English and Japanese in the song together from an artist that grew up here,
Mhm.
it's like a great transition over to listening to more like Japanese music and Japanese culture. So I think
Exactly.
that's
Thank you.
wonderful. Hmm.
Thank you. Yeah.
So your music video for someone else, it features a lot of captivating scenes. So what was it like working on the visual representation of this song?
It was definitely a new experience for me because I've recorded like shows and like stuff like that, but I've never been like dedicating one video to a music
Hmm.
to a song. So it was definitely a new experience having to like, sing while the song is playing like in front of a bunch of people while the camera's going. It was a bunch of like factors going on, but I definitely think I got to have fun with it.
Hmm.
I definitely learned where to improve for my next videos. I definitely want to add more of my like fashion into it. Um, and the Japanese like lyrics and everything to be more like prominent. So I definitely like it was a very much of a learning experience for me, I'd say.
Yeah, so I noticed it seemed like you were really into fashion, or you seem to be good at fashion, but everything I've seen you wear, it looks amazing on you. I mean, of course, you're a
Thank you.
model, but still, you look amazing in your um wardrobe. So I was wondering, the next time you have a music video, how would you like pick out the wardrobe yourself? Like decide on the styling, the makeup, hair, and all that.
I definitely I'm really yeah, I'm really interested in like being able to style myself. And I was thinking about it, but I've never had experience styling
Hmm.
myself for like something professional.
Hmm.
So I definitely think it could be a fun challenge for me. Maybe with the help of a stylist, like a
Hmm.
professional stylist to kind of guide me through it. But I want to put in more of my input and my vision for it.
Right. So what kind of musical influences did you have growing up? Like, who were some of your favorite artists that helped inspire you to become a singer?
My favorite artist, since I was a kid is Ariana Grande. She's been my biggest inspiration and my biggest influence on my music and who I am and everything. But also I'd say like you were saying, Hikaru Utada is a very like big influence on me because she kind of introduced J-pop to the world with like anime. She did a song for a Netflix show and also XG has been an inspiration to me because my friend is actually the vocalist in that group and her name's Juria and I'm so proud of her.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, so they're a fully Japanese group,
Mhm.
so I think like that's very inspiring to me as well.
Right. And yeah, and their songs are also in English, but that's a little different from you because you're mixing both English and Japanese. Do you plan to release like full English songs
Right.
too?
Yeah, actually the full English version of Someone Else is out right now. You
Okay.
can listen to it on like Spotify, Apple Music, anything. But I definitely plan on releasing all different types of versions, even a full Japanese version maybe.
Awesome. So, yeah, we my outlet, we love XG as well. We do post news about XG, and we have shot took pictures of them at concerts and stuff like this. So I think that's
Yeah.
amazing that you're friends with Juria. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any plans to work with other artists in the future? Perhaps Japanese artists?
I would love to. I would love to. I definitely think I need to be more in the scene in the Japanese music industry because actually the song isn't out in Japan yet.
Mhm.
So people in Japan can't listen to my song yet. So definitely once I release the song out there, I'd want to explore more with different artists and stuff.
Cool. You know, it would be interesting if you had a collab with XG. Even
That would be really cool. Yeah.
that would be amazing. Um, I know Japanese music isn't mainstream yet here in the US. But there was some representation of Japanese music when it comes to media like anime. Um, so a few people know about that, but it's still not mainstream like you said, and you're working on that. But did you ever like watching anime yourself?
Yeah, I love watching anime. I mean, I grew up on like Doraemon and like Chibi Maruko-chan. I don't know if you know them, but they're like kid Japanese animes, cartoons, I guess, in Japanese. So those were like my favorite shows growing up. And also even now recently I've been watching I started like Attack on Titan. I finished Death Note.
Mhm.
Um, I definitely like Japanese animes, and I it would be really cool if I can be like one of the theme songs for them. Like
Yeah.
Yoasobi, I don't know if you know them, but they just did
Hmm.
a song in a Netflix show called Oshinoko. So yeah, I just watched that. It was really good. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because I remember I used to watch a lot of anime when I was like younger. I still do now, but mostly about like the anime is about like singers or musical artists, which is kind of funny. But through a theme song, that's also in half Japanese or half English or full Japanese, whatever you prefer. But
Yeah.
yeah, you could do many genres. That would be amazing to hear you. And I look forward to that one day, probably soon.
Thank
Um,
you. Yeah.
do you have any memorable moments that shaped you becoming a singer? I know you just kind of got thrust into it, but looking back, maybe if it's just listening to Ariana Grande, but do you think there was any more experiences that helped you develop into the singer you're becoming now?
Definitely my dancing experience helped with
Mhm.
my experience as a singer because dancing is mostly about moving your body to music and
Right.
catching the hidden beats or like hearing certain sounds. So I definitely have been kind of used to like listening to music very carefully. So I think that was very helpful for me to
Hmm.
make my own music because I kind of know how to deliver it in a certain way where it's like, oh, I want to dance to this or stuff like that.
Right, I agree with that. Like being able to, I'm not a dancer, but I think if you know how to dance, you can catch the beats and all that better than other people. Uh, so as 2023 is kind of coming to an end, it's already November. I guess this year really has somewhere to be. Uh, but what kind of goals do you have for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year, I want to work more. I want to, start recording more songs and, get the song out there in Japan.
Hmm.
I would love to do a live performance at least once before the year ends because I've never been able to do that yet. So, and I'm working on my live rehearsal routine right now. So, yeah, I'd definitely love to let the world see that before 2023 ends.
And do you like plan to incorporate your dancing and this dance experience in your performances?
Yeah, I actually have two backup dancers or
Mhm.
back dancers behind me, and it's gonna be like kind of like a dance routine as well. So I'm really excited.
I really appreciate you taking your time to meet with me today. It was lovely meeting you and learning more about your music and your experience. And I look forward to hearing more of your music and checking out your performances and your albums in any language you choose. That would be amazing. And if you have any collaborations, even if it's with XG, I'll be totally
Mhm.
excited to hear that. So
Thank you so much. I really appreciate
thank
your
you so
time as
much. I
well.
appreciate it.